Good morning everyone. So today we're at a Citroen. It's a Citroen C4 and this is the Picasso model 2017. So the customer's complaint with this thing is the engine management light came on. He was away for, I think he was on holiday. Took it to a garage. They showed him the fault code, they cleared it and then he ran it again. And then he came to us with the same problem. So the code we're tackling today is this one here. A P220 alpha. NOx sensor electrical supply. Voltage of the component is too low. So the very fact it was on, he put it off and it came back on. There's a fault in that component. But I have never seen a description like that. So what we'll have to do is, we'll see if the component's working at the moment, because we cleared the codes again. It says it's not came back on yet. And we'll see if there's a reading on it. But the very fact you're seeing this voltage supply too low, it's either a wiring issue or the component issue, and my money is on the component because they regularly fail. Another thing I was going to say, I've never seen so many fault codes in a car in my life. This one had a totally 160 codes, look at that. But maybe just a low battery issue. There you go. It's a B78 model. So I'm going to give it a little road test before we check this component out. So I think we'll go into exhaust line information, maybe one. So it's no that. I don't see NOx here. Try 3. Or was there NOx? Oh, NOx heating control. Here we go. But we've not got any NOx figures as such. Let me have a little. So I've actually found it in here, the DNOx system 2. So if we go into that, and we've got NOx content of the downstream. So we'll take that. In fact, we'll just look at them all and we'll take it a run and see if it comes up. So we'll select all. Injection not authorized. NOx 20 parts per million. Now that's its default. So we'll look at, we'll go and start the car and get it toasty. So we'll start it up. There we go. See, heating not activated. Aye. Pressure off the exhaust. No. We'll go and take it a run. So we're driving along the road, our temperature's hit 73 degrees, we're still at 20 parts per million, and the heating is still not activated yet, so I'd imagine if it's going to do anything, it'll be probably when it hits 80 degrees. This one at the top here, it's just moved to yes, and we're still at 77 degrees. But the heating's still not activated. So we'll give it a blast down the road here. So you see we got a little blip there that started reading when we hit. I don't know how this works. We are reading something. And it says heating is now activated on the sensor. So the very fact it's working, that is good, but it still means it's an intermittent sensor. There we go, we're blasted. Oh, there we go, that is working. There's the readings. We're getting up to 500 parts per million. So we're just waiting for it to fail. So it's working at the moment. I think we'll need to check the wire now. So we're back in the garage, sitting at idle, and you can see that thing's reading fine. 30 parts per million, so that's good. And if we go back, nothing at the moment, so let's check the wire. There's our problem child there. You can see there's a bit of corrosion on it. But what we can do here, not much we can do, but we can check the 4 wires. See these wires there? So there'll be a power and a ground and 2 CAN communication wires. So we'll disconnect that and we'll just take our test light or our power probe and run along these wires and just to check them. But these components are the usual suspect because they are not properly, what do you call it, insulated for the elements. And so we'll check them first of all, the wires. Now I've disconnected that component, so we should have a fault code come up. There we go, fault in communication with the DNOC system. So see that fault there? That proves that CAN communication is good, because we can no longer communicate with it. So there's actually no point in checking the CAN lines. But there we go. So let's get our power probe on. So you can see that we've got 14 volts in the first wire. That's right. Then we've got 2.5 volts, that's CAN. Then we've got another 2.5 volts on there. That's the second wire. I need it one-handed. And then that's our ground at the end here. So we'll have everything in order for this to work, and the wire looks good, so I think we'll just change the component. There's other CAN wire. So we're all good. Power, a ground, and 2 CAN communication. Moved the module for the bracket. It's 10mm there, and a 10mm up there. This left are hanging there. See, look, this is the problem. See, they're no sealed at the side, right? And then I think we get a socket up there. Was that 27, Roddy? 22. 22mm socket up here. So that's a new one installed. So let's take it a run and see how this fares. But I say the other one was reading okay, but it's usually corrosion that gets them. So we had to put a little penetrating oil, but it came out okay. Just got to keep working at it. Don't strip the threads, take it out, get some oil in there and work it back and forward. So let's take it a run. It's fitted, so I think we have to tell the car it's got a new one on it. So let's go back here. So we'll clear out the fault codes, right? Yes. Switch off the ignition and switch it back on again, Roddy. Off. Right. On, okay. Well, this is just countdown. Completed. Let's just check again. You never know, so we're all good. So I think it'll be in special function. So replacement parts. So we worked on the emission control circuit. So replacement of NOx sensor, yes. Switch off the ignition and wait for 30 seconds, Roddy. Okay, I think that gives us a tick. There we go, there's a countdown. Come back to you once we hit the 1. There we go. Switch on ignition, Roddy. Okay. Reinitialization successful. Okay. So we'll come out of that. Come out of that. Out of that. Read the data stream. And we were into, was it the DNOC system? 2. We'll select all. Okay. We'll go graph. We're reading 20 parts per million, which is good. So we'll go take it a run. So there you go, that's a new one in. So we're reading 20 parts per million. Authorization no. And it says injection is authorized for the urea or AdBlue. Heating's not activated and the temperature is at 77 degrees, 78. So you think this thing should go soon. But maybe it takes a wee while because we've told it it's got a new NOx sensor on it. Can't remember if this one worked before. Maybe it was that one I was looking at before. In fact, we'll just start this timer. Oh dear. I'll tell you how long it takes to start. So there we go, 4 seconds. So it says heating is activated, so we're waiting for a figure here. It's not reading anything yet. So there is it just started to read. 27 parts per million. We know when we give acceleration we go about 3,500. There we go. Oh, there we go, aye. Oh, there we up to 800. So we'll run it about and just see if the computer likes it. So you can see that sensor's reading fine, the new one, but then again so did the old one, so We'll let this one go, and I'm sure I'll show you the corrosion on that old unit. I'm sure that's what the issue is. So that's us had a 5-minute run, and that's us sitting idle in here. Now I'm sure for a good knock system, a good de-knock system, you want double figures. So we're sitting here idling at 53 parts per million, and that's good. Anything double or single is good, but it's when it goes into treble, then you have a problem. So we'll let this one go and leave it at that. It's still, the heating is still activated. That one near the pressure in the exhaust, I think that it's just an estimate. There's nothing that ever appears in these two. So, in fact, just when we're here, we'll check the codes. Read fault code. Good. So there's the old one there, and you can see the Achilles heel is that little bit there. That's where the water gets in because the thing's not properly sealed. So, what a shame for such an expensive part. But there you go.